Hi, welcome to another episode of Jillin Off. This is episode 22.
Yeah.
Also, the name and number of a great Taylor Swift song. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling. Oh, well, I've already got the bell. Seems like this episode's not going to be about Taylor Swift. I'm Christina Walkinshaw. With me, as always, the bell ringer.
Jen Murphy. I'm sorry, I didn't want to do that to you so soon, but you said the words Taylor Swift. It hurt me a little bit.
I like a Taylor Swift.
We just got back from the greatness of the mixtape tour.
I know. And now I'm already back on Taylor Swift.
I was kidding. She's very talented.
Cheers to our dudes
Cheers.
brewing company again. California IPA. Very exciting.
This episode is sponsored by Dudes,
By the dudes again.
as was the last two.
They say it's on the can. California, bad traffic, good beer.
And I had somebody email from Northern California and said, I would really love to send you and Christina some beer for your podcast.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and then they said, where can I send it? And I was like, is it okay to give out your address?
Well, I mean, did you give them yours?
Yeah.
You have security at your building.
I know. Well,
That's fine.
I think it's fine, but I gave my address once to somebody, and I know. I sent out a shirt, one of my shirts, and I put my return address.
Right.
And they emailed me and they go, "You're not supposed to give out your address to people." And I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna come from Nebraska and stuff? Like it was from another state."
I mean, if nothing else, we could use this address, right? Like the comedy pop-up studio.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not that paranoid.
No, me neither.
Unless it was somebody that already seemed creepy.
Right. But you live in a building, so at least you're somewhat secure, right?
Yeah.
Me, maybe not with my house. I'd feel weird.
Yeah.
Just in case. I don't know.
One day I'm going to open my door and there's going to be a guy just standing there with cases of beer and his dick out.
I mean, I'd still open the door. Either way, I'm on board.
Well, Christina, it's Tuesday. Did you see any penis this past week?
Sadly, I did not see any penis this week. Did you see any penis this week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you did. That's right, because you went to North Carolina and you saw your ex-boyfriend.
Raleigh.
So you've got that fresh, I've had sex glow to you.
I don't think I'm glowing. I think I look like I took too many planes and I'm really tired, bloated.
Oh, yeah, your plane ride yesterday did sound terrible.
No, it was a good time. I had a really good time. I was opening for Tommy Davidson, who, speaking of penises, I heard once had one of the biggest ones ever.
Really?
And so, of course, I'm so perverted that he was sitting at a chair in the green room, and I looked, and I'm like, I just don't see any balls. Like, where is it? That's all I could think of. Is like, where does he hide it?
You just looked right at the pants.
Because, you know, he's very skinny.
Right.
And he doesn't wear very baggy jeans.
Oh, wow.
Where does it tuck into?
Oh, no.
Don't worry, I only spent the first night thinking that, and then the rest of the nights I was good.
It is weird when somebody tells you that somebody has a big penis. It is hard to have a conversation with that person because no matter what they're saying, in your head, you're still thinking about how big their dick is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, for the first night,
It's they could be like, blah, 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 blah. I'm not listening. I'm just like, oh, my God, I wonder if his penis really is that big. And then you're right, you start looking at the pants. Like, it's very distracting. Yeah, it's like, don't tell me these things because I won't be able to ever converse with that person ever.
I know. And then don't you ever wonder, like, what people might be thinking when they're talking to you?
Oh, yeah. You think words out that I have a really big vagina?
I wonder how long Christina's pubic hair is
Like,
right now.
I can't have a conversation with Christina Walkinshaw. Just like I heard she has a big vagina, and it's so distracting. I just space out every time I'm talking to her.
Okay, I've heard the pubic hair one. I've never heard the big vagina one.
Oh shit! About me or about?
You're spreading new rumors about yourself now.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know I feel like it. Yeah, who knows? That's not a real rumor. I'm just saying hypothetically, if that rumor is going around, would people be able to talk to me?
I know. I'm kidding.
My vagina only gets like plugged like maybe 2-3 times a year, so it's got to be decently tight, right? It can't be that big, right?
Well, I don't know how big your dildos.
I don't use dildos. I use vibrators.
I always say the word dildos. I'm so old.
I know. Dildos
Paul just made the funniest face when you said you only get plugged 2 or 3 times a year.
Is that what the kids are calling it now? Getting plugged?
No.
Or
No.
I feel like I'm always sounding 40. Oh, my new beau plugged me last night. Oh, it was great.
I should have gotten the number of the guy sitting next to me on the plane. I got a real winner last night on my
the
plane.
stinker.
You know so even though I was A group on Southwest, killing it, I still will tend to walk all the way to the back of the plane just in hopes. He's texting. He's not taking a picture of you, goof.
Oh, oops. I was wondering about that.
She's been posing. She's been posing for like 20 seconds. I looked over and I thought she had a stroke. She was like this. I was like, Christina?
I totally did think you were taking a picture, and you are just texting, and I have been posing. I'm sure people on YouTube are like, she's posing for a picture, and it turns out Paul is
That
texting.
video's going up all over social media. I'm going to out you for not listening to me.
What if I was just not listening to you because I heard you had a big vagina? I was very distracted. We just call this episode Big Vagina.
Oh, God.
Everybody will listen. More people will listen than nuggets in my undies.
As soon as I saw that go up on Monday, I was like, oh, why did I say that story?
I thought it was hilarious.
So gross.
I thought it was great. Can we please talk? Let's go back to nuggets for a minute. Because, I mean, who doesn't want to talk about nuggets? Why won't you poop on the airplane? She was texting me from a Southwest flight because she had Wi-Fi. And you had to poop, but you didn't want to poop on the plane.
I would never poop on a plane.
You're afraid of offending maybe anybody on that plane. Meanwhile, that guy beside you yesterday smelled like cigarettes and farts for 5 hours, and you're worried about taking a dump in a bathroom?
The plane is a whole different thing because you open that door, someone else is going right in, and it's tiny. Like, I'm not that tight of a person. Like, I know some people, like my sister can only go at home. She won't go anywhere. I'll go in bars, pretty much anywhere I am. But the plane, it's just a tiny box, and as soon as you open the door, another person is usually going right in there.
Yeah.
And sometimes clean, no smell, nothing. And sometimes I don't know. I never know if it's gonna be like something gross. Maybe
I feel like there's so much ventilation in an airplane because obviously they're pumping oxygen into the airplane. That I feel like it wouldn't be that bad. Have you ever walked into a bathroom on a plane and really
No, but I'll tell you what, I get the window seat every time, and like even my 5-hour flight last night, I never went to the bathroom. Like, I have to go really bad to get up.
Oh, I know. If I have a window seat, I don't like to go to the bathroom either. I'm
So,
just like, oh.
I don't go to the bathroom that often on planes. But the guy next to me, I saw him coming down, and I was like, oh no. And
then he was in your row.
They announced it was a full flight, and I had one of the only seats open because I was in the second to back last row, and he was still coming. I'm like, oh, I'm getting him. I'm getting him.
Oh, no.
He had on like no sleeves, sleeveless shirt.
Oh, no.
And as soon as he sat down, I was just like,
Oh,
no.
no.
The nice smell of BO and cigarettes.
And he was listening or watching a TV show with
Just
no headphones
wafting
on.
towards me. That's one of my biggest pet peeves ever is when people do that.
That should be like a rule, or
Well-
there should be a flight attendant should be able to.
They
tell
made
you.
an announcement,
Oh, good.
but he didn't hear. He was just focused on his. But then he did turn it off once the flight was taking off. He turned it off. Well, obviously, I don't think he could watch anything because.
Right.
But yeah, he's watching videos about Santa Monica.
Oh.
I think this guy made the decision that he was gonna go live his dream and go to Santa Monica.
You think he's gonna live on the promenade?
Yeah, because he came from Washington. He had his clothes that he was wearing and just a book bag and then some weird attaché, like a businessman's briefcase that I don't know where he got. It didn't fit the rest of his outfit at all.
Wow.
And I think he packed up and was like, I'm doing it. Because he was watching videos of Santa Monica, like the beach, almost like information videos or something.
Yeah. Oh, crap. So that said he's moving out to
Yeah.
LA.
I think he was in Washington and he was just
to
like,
make it.
you know what? I'm going.
Oh, my God. You could be right.
I
does.
think so.
He does sound the profile of every.
Look, I had 5 hours. I spent a lot of time wondering and figuring out what I think this guy's doing.
Oh, my God.
I don't sleep on planes. I'll tell you what, though, he did slowly grow on me because, well, first he took out little mini bottles of Jack Daniels from his backpack and was drinking them, and that I was like, all right,
We
impressive.
respect that. Yeah. That's a respectable thing to do in our world. That's fine.
Then when the steward came by and asked for a drink, he asked him, and he looked over at me like, ladies first. And I was like, oh, I'm such an asshole. Maybe he's a gentleman. He's just a little
Aw.
stinky. Irish Spring is expensive.
That's true. But somebody who smells like that many cigarettes, I could see that smell being kind of offensive.
It is.
Like pop a mint or something, right?
It
Or-
is. It's
that's a powerful
overwhelming.
smell.
It's overwhelming on a plane.
Yeah. I was in San Diego this weekend, and the shows were very fun. Madhouse Comedy Club. But I learned a new term. So one of my friends I was working with, Caleb Sinan and John Hastings, who were both awesome. I've known John for a long time, and John lived in the UK for a long time. And so he was talking about like Russell Brand and Hugh Grant. Not that I should be, whatever. He had other things to say. He wasn't just talking about those guys. But then he referred to them as sex pests. I guess that's what the British tabloids call them, sex pests. Have you ever heard that term before?
No.
Sex pests?
What is it? Because pest doesn't sound.
No, it's obviously not a
Something
positive
positive,
thing.
yeah.
Like you could put a whole bunch of things under sex pests, but like they use that term to like describe rapists. They use that to describe like sex pests, but also like, you know, somebody buys a lot of prostitutes. Anybody who's kind of like a problem person.
Are they
in the
saying
sex
he's
world.
like the Harvey Weinstein of the UK or something? Is that what they're trying
I
to
mean, I kind of think that, yeah, he might have some sort of bought off bad reputation along those lines. I don't know how dramatically, and I certainly did not look it up. But I was just obsessed with this term sex pests. I was like, oh, that's an interesting one, but I like it because you could describe a lot of people as a sex pest.
It's just so hard every time you say it.
I know, it is a little bit
Like
of
watching you sound out all those S's makes me tired.
also because I'm drinking beer and I'm scared I might have too much saliva in my mouth. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? All of a sudden I'm spraying sex pest everywhere. Sex pest spray. See, I can't even say sex pest spray. Nobody likes to have a conversation with somebody with too much saliva in their mouth. Okay, that's a fact. You know, right? When nobody wants to be with somebody who's foaming at the mouth.
Oh, Christina saw somebody foaming at the mouth. We were talking to this guy. I was like, "Oh, isn't he cute?" And she goes, "Did you notice he was foaming at the mouth?"
You know what? It is creepy when you're talking to somebody and you could like see the white bubbles on the side of their like lip creases.
He was talking about how he just came from happy hour and he was drinking.
I know.
He was drinking tequila. Now I feel like I'm getting bubbles.
I know. Nobody likes to see the bubbles on the lip crease.
It's so gross.
It's gross. Oh my God.
It's such a turn off.
Oh my God. Now I'm going to call this episode Foaming at the Mouth.
That's a good one.
I feel like that's good.
No guy, doesn't matter how attractive you are, it's all gone once you're foaming at the mouth.
I know. And some people are like, their mouths are even crazier because on top of foaming at the mouth, sometimes you get the guy that like can make the little like white line of saliva like right there on the sides of his lips.
That's
You
usually
know, I
old.
get like a white string of the saliva, like kind of from top to bottom lip, like right on the sides
It's
there.
usually just old people, but when you see a young person with it, it's like,
You're like, oh my God. All of a sudden it's like white Golden Gate Bridge, just like the sides of his mouth.
like they just took a nap in their car.
It's so gross.
That's how you can tell who's homeless.
Exactly, I know. I should Google that. Like, why? Like, what makes you foam up? Like, what brings more saliva into your mouth? Like, right now, this beer is kind of thirst quenching, but I feel like it is kind of creating a little more saliva in my mouth. And then you have the opposite, where you're so hungover that there's like no saliva in your mouth. Where you're just like, oh my God, I need water. You know?
And then your lips are sticking to your teeth.
Oh yeah, I know. That's true. Your tongue is stuck to the top of your mouth. Like, oh my God, I need water.
That's when you get halitosis.
That's when you get what?
Halitosis.
Halitosis.
You know halitosis, right? Oh my God. Halitosis
Explain.
and sex pests.
and sex pests.
Halitosis, you know what it is, Paul.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's when people don't just have bad breath, but it's like clinical, like it's really coming from their insides.
Don't want to brag, but I don't know what that is. Sometimes I'm excited when I don't know what something is. Right?
You've
I'm like,
definitely-
oh, phew. That would be the bad time to.
You've definitely talked to somebody with it though,
Oh yeah,
where
for
it
sure.
blows in your face.
Oh, for sure. Where you could like the breath is so bad, you're like, oh, that's coming from your stomach. Like that is like something from your insides coming out into the universe. Yeah.
Paul, how hot would a girl have to be for you to put up with halitosis?
Pretty damn hot.
Like a 12?
That's my kink is like just close my eyes and pretend I'm blind. So the smell would really throw me off.
Well, what if she wasn't so hot, but she gave you like the best blowjobs you ever had? And you wouldn't really
'cause
have
then
to.
she would blow the bad breath through my penis and then
I
I would
know.
have halitosis.
That's true.
Oh no, I did it! Ouch!
That's true. Oh no.
I hurt our ears.
Oh no, would you be scared that your penis would smell like the breath after the blowjob?
Yeah.
I know, I'd be paranoid too.
My penis breath would be terrible.
You can shower.
You
I
can, but
can't
who
shower
does?
internally.
Yeah.
You just can't ever make out with somebody like that.
Oh my God.
I had a guy when I was at like 22. I know sometimes I smoke a cigarette now, but I used to smoke not even regularly, maybe 3 a day.
Yeah.
Now I'm like 3 a week, whatever. I've never been a real big smoker, but he used to tell me like, smoking cigarettes makes your vagina smell.
No. I used to be paranoid to let a guy who smokes cigarettes go down on me because I was scared that there'd be bacteria in his mouth and then the bacteria would end up in my vagina somehow. And I'm basing this off one time I got the worst fucking UTI of my life after letting a smoker go down on me.
I think that makes sense.
I don't even think we slept together. I'm telling you, it was just oral. And afterwards, I got like the worst UTI.
I think it makes sense if they have a lot of, I guess, nicotine. I don't know.
But it's still like weird bacteria in your mouth from the smokes, and then it's in my vagina. And yeah, I'm like 87% sure I did not sleep with this guy.
Ugh.
This story is like a good 9-10 years old. So
We
that's
are
why.
not going to be sponsored by Camels.
I know.
Like,
Not even the cigarette, just the animal.
Camels are not. We were talking about being a little dry earlier.
yo, Marlboro, hit us up.
Benson and Hedges.
I'll tell you what I did do for the first time when I flew out to Raleigh. My sister gave me these little candies, pot candy. And I've never taken it before I fly.
Right.
But I only took like 5 milligrams, like really small, just because I was like, I don't want to be all like kind of sweaty and like, I don't know what's going to do. It was amazing.
Oh, on the plane.
I've never been so relaxed.
I think the last time I took an edible, yeah, I had my period. And it was when I was still dating Dax. And he was like, here, just take a little bit. And we watched a movie. And I mean, he drugged me to watch a Star Trek movie, obviously. But we know that at the end of the day, it was just so that he could win in choice of movie. Here, have this edible. All of a sudden, I'm like, I'll watch anything. But it did feel really good on my period. I was like, oh, it did take away a lot of the pain.
Edibles are pretty amazing. I don't do them that often.
Me neither.
I've always heard of people doing it before they fly.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
I think that there's situations that edibles definitely are good. But I don't know if it'd be like a social drug for me. I feel like socially I would get quiet and I want to just
No, that's
not
what I
talk.
do. That's why I don't think I'd do it before I performed.
Yeah, not before I perform, but before watching a movie or before a plane ride, I could see it. Yeah, perfect. That's a good thing.
We can get sponsored by Pot Candy then.
Exactly. I feel like we can.
For all these people that are dying to sponsor us, we're letting you know who we'll take.
Exactly.
No camels.
No camels.
Also, somebody asked me if I was a pilot.
Oh, really?
And I felt like it was the biggest compliment I've ever received in my life.
Were you wearing like a white suit jacket with
No.
some like wings on the
I was
shoulders?
dressed like this.
Did you have shoulder pads on? Just give us some more visuals here.
She was hanging out in the cockpit.
I was literally just like, you think I could fly a plane?
I don't think you'd ride a bird. Like,
Well, in my defense, it was a guy who was helping me sneak through some bushes to get back to my hotel because I was lost.
oh my, wait, sorry? you had to walk through some bushes for what? I'm very confused.
Okay, so on my way to Raleigh, I was supposed to make a stop in St. Louis.
Okay.
And there was a storm.
Right.
So we just kept circling, and then the pilot was like, well, we're going to Kansas City. And I was like, oh, fuck. I think I told you. So they took us to Kansas City, then they waited for the storm. They took us back to St. Louis, but by that time, I missed my flight to Raleigh. So I had to spend the night in St. Louis.
That's right.
So I was so hungry. I got to a hotel at like 11, and I asked her, I go, is there like a mini mart around here or something? So she's like, oh, walk along. But you know, in those places, it's not like LA. It's like, it's all bushes. I'm like walking through bushes. Like, where's this mini mart?
Oh my God. Okay. Now this makes sense.
I didn't stay on the beaten path.
Right.
So then on the way back, a guy I had seen in the mini mart looked like he was going the same way as me. And I thought I knew where I was going. And then all of a sudden there's all this like pine trees. And I'm like, oh shit. And I go, do you know how to get back to the extended stay? He's like, follow me. He goes, we have to go through a tree, but it's not a big deal. I thought we'd just like move a bush. We literally walked through and like pine needles are like rubbing.
Oh no.
And he turns to me, he goes, it's a little rough, but you're going to smell really good.
That's not the worst smell.
I said, are you staying here? He goes, oh yeah, I've been here a long time. He's one of those people who stayed at the extended stay for like 2 months or something.
He's the reason for the extended part of the name. I wondered who was actually staying for an extended length of time at the extended stay hotel.
Apparently I only meet homeless people.
Well, you are a comedian.
But then he's the guy that turned to me when we were walking through the bushes and he goes, are you a pilot?
Oh my God. That's so funny.
No, but thank you.
Thank you.
I think you just devalued the compliment now. Because he was a homeless guy.
Well, we
This
all
homeless guy thinks I'm an astronaut, but I don't walk around.
we all knew there had to be something wrong with the compliment to begin with. Who's going to look at me? Do they let you?
Wait, now this is taking a turn for the self-deprecating, and I'm gonna be like, no, you're a beautiful woman. You should have been like, are you
It's not
a
about
pilot with a calendar? Or like
It's not about beauty. I don't know who would be like. She looks like she should be in charge
Oh yeah. You're an Aries.
of lives. So many lives.
So many lives. Oh my god. I'm gonna change the subject, but if that's okay. Oh no, not that I don't like that subject. It was really good.
It was done. It came
But
to
if
an end.
if I felt like at the 2 seconds, I was like, okay, so it's time to transition here. So I have a new game I'm playing. All right, as you know, I'm a single person, and so I'm doing a new tally now. Every time I leave my house, I'm counting how many guys I'd sleep with at the coffee shop versus how many guys I'd sleep with at the bar. Okay.
Oh.
So it's like, so I'm trying to see, okay, where are we going to find more high frequency men? In a bar or in a coffee shop in the morning?
Is this just your way of you getting to a bar every single day?
I
Because it's
mean-
for research.
It's research, so I have to go to the bar.
Got it.
Here's the bad thing. So
Hey,
today,
I'm a big supporter.
I know, I know. So today at the coffee shop, I spend like at least an hour at the same coffee bean every morning, right? Before I go to yoga. So I'm looking around or whatever. There's only one guy throughout my extended stay at Coffee Bean.
And he too lived in a bush.
Probably. If anybody lives in a bush, it's those guys that spend too much time in coffee shops. Pretty sure they've had the same cup for 2 months. Just like
blew my
it's all
nose.
shredding at the sides.
I had to blow my nose, but I also have to keep my notes. So I'm
Oh my god, that's amazing.
gonna separate the two.
Your boogers are weighing down the other side of your tissue. That's great. I mean, of your notes.
Go ahead.
So yeah, but then today there was only one dude at Coffee Bean that I was like, okay, that guy I'd probably do him. But he was sitting right by the bathroom. And again, to go back to you not wanting to poop on a plane, I will say coffee shops are some of the worst bathrooms because everybody knows that coffee's a diuretic. And
Oh,
basically
yeah.
you have your sips of coffee, then everybody's in there for one reason. And it's
Yeah.
yeah. So anyways, so then I'm just like the masses. After I've been a Coffee Bean for an hour, on the way out, I'm going to go
Do you always poop at the coffee bean?
like every day.
Oh my god.
Like if you were to reread my diary, because I always do morning pages there, every day you'd be like, well, she's hit again. Like I always poop. And I usually poop on the way out because nobody wants to like poop and then go back to their table and then like be the one, right? Like, so anyways, but I go into the bathroom and like I said, the cute guy in the green hoodie is like sitting right outside the bathroom door.
They're gonna
like-
name a brick after you.
Probably.
A bathroom brick. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Shit.
That would be the best. Oh my god, if I had a plaque on a bathroom somewhere, just like the toilet's been engraved with my name. Okay, wait. So, but I go in the bathroom, and today it was like the worst. Like it was like somebody who had already been in there prior to me. Like it's one thing to make a bathroom smell, but it's like a whole other level when like somebody's gone in there and like their poop is so bad that they've like raised the temperature of the room. Do you know what I mean? Where you go in a bathroom and it feels warm. Like, like it feels like a sauna.
It feels like the inside of a butthole.
Yes. Oh my god. I literally almost walked out of the bathroom. I was
You
like,
walked
I don't
into a
think,
butthole.
because then I know I was like, I don't even think I could poop here today. It was so hot in there. I was like, oh my god. But it was
Don't you ever get that paranoia that the smell's gonna stick into your clothes and you're gonna walk out with the smell?
with the smell? I mean, the thoughts maybe crossed my mind, yes, but I was more scared that what if the cute guy at the Coffee Bean then wanted to use the bathroom after me and thought that I was the reason for the, the sauna-like bathroom. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Where
yeah.
you don't even want to get blamed for whatever happened before you.
That's happened to me before, and so when I walk out and I go, "Don't go in there. It wasn't me."
Yeah, I was kind of tempted to do that when I came out. I was it wasn't me. I did not. That was somebody before me because it was so hot in that bathroom. I was like, oh, like it was gross. Like it just like felt like somebody had read like the entire paper front to back in there. Do you know what I mean? Like it was so gross.
I have a question for you though,
But-
not relating to the poo, but have you ever thought about maybe switching up the game too and seeing who's better, guys at the bar in the morning versus guys at a coffee shop at night?
that I should play that game. But the guys that are at the bar during the day are always like, they're like old men reading the paper.
You never know.
Yeah, it's like, I always peek into like Timmy Nolan's and Toluca Lake. I'm like, oh, it's cute. Just like old men, I don't know, like drinking beers for lunch, which I think it's cute, but I don't know. But there's always good looking dudes at Foreman's. I'm telling you. I feel like something about a whiskey tavern brings some good looking dudes. But then the coffee bean's not bad either, but you know, I don't know.
So you don't know who's winning.
Can't tell. Can't tell yet. Can't tell yet.
Sometimes you have to do months of research before you come to a conclusion.
And I will do that research. You know I will. Coffee in the morning,
Excuse me, I had to burp.
alcohol at night. It's a good thing about being an alcoholic is like you really appreciate the simple things in life, right? Like I wake up every morning and I'm like, oh, this water is so delicious. Do you know what I mean?
Can't wait to let it out of my butt at
I
the
love
coffee
water
bean.
so much. I can't wait for the water to come out my butt.
Sorry, Paul. This got gross. Paul had a nice political podcast right before us, talking about important issues in the world.
I feel like nobody else on this network is as disgusting as us, and I take pride in that. Just so you know. Just so you know.
Nope.
That's a yes.
Seriously?
You guys are pretty close.
We're the Grodiest podcast?
Are we the
Not grody.
grodiest?
It's not grody.
Well, we're kind of grody, but can you? I want to be the grodiest.
I like to call it honest.
Yeah.
We're honest. There's nobody more grody than us on this network, right?
Well, why are you making him say it again?
I love it because I,
I
like the
a
word
nice.
grody.
I like a nice swampy bathroom.
I'm gonna rename my bathroom Florida. I'll be right back. I'm going to Florida.
Oh, shit, I moved the table.
When a bathroom is like humid. Oh, I'm so excited. I should listen to more of the other podcasts on the network. And then next week I'll come back in and I can confirm that we're the grodiest.
I wouldn't say grody.
Is there? But there's nobody grodier than us.
I
Tell
mean-
me, I highly can picture.
Wait, let
I
me think.
cannot picture Chris Frangiola being like, so I took a shit in this coffee bean yesterday, and, and the thermometer went up to 83 degrees. Like,
That's his shtick. He's that comic now.
I'm that comic in a suit that's talking about poop. Suit riot. Poop riot. Fire. Throw back a bottle of beer. Poop riot. Come on. Everybody loved the cherry poppin' daddies, right? In the late 90s.
Oh, my God.
I'm still 40.
I'm going to send Frangiola a copy of this and say that you wrote him a new song.
I will. I'll tell him. Although I could see first Chris Frangiola being in the cherry poppin' daddies. I could, to be fair. He'd fit.
I could tell.
That could be his genre of music. I love it.
Did you practice hitting on dudes when you were watching the Raptors game?
No, but you know what? I really scored some good free drinks there because I walked into Rocco's and I had my Raptors gear on. And like right away, I was by myself. I was trying to like seat save. And this guy came up to me and he was just so sweet and cute, like in a really like super bad way where I'm like, I'm not sure you're old enough to be in this bar, but you're buying me free drinks. So I'm like super into you. Yeah, but he was just like, oh my God, so good Raptors. Yeah. And then he just went up to the bar to buy a drink and he's like, whatever she wants, put another one on my tab for her. And then he came up again to more towards the end of the game and he bought me another drink too. And he bought Julia a drink.
Nice.
So I only paid for one drink, which was magical.
There you go. That's a success.
Yeah, right? So that was good. That was a good experience. Sadly, the Raptors lost that game. But tomorrow, I'm sure it's going to be full effect. We're going to win again.
By the time this comes out, the whole thing will be over.
I know. I always feel bad when I bring up timely things, you know.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say that so if people are listening and like, what are you talking about? That
You won't
and
think that I'm living in the past.
the Raptors won last week.
No, I
See?
know.
Think positive.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. We the North. Yes. I love it. I love it.
How are the bathrooms in Canada?
You know what? Here's what I will say. And I feel like maybe I talked about this on the podcast before. Like, they're good, but they so your bathrooms have those little toilet seat covers. Oh, we did discuss this because we talked about what we use if there's no toilet paper. Canada doesn't have toilet seat covers.
But other than that, are the bathrooms different?
Nope. The same. That's it.
Oh, okay.
But I like those toilet seat covers.
They're not as Cajun-y.
Yeah, they're not. Plus, I mean, I feel like you're at an advantage at pooping in Canada because the general temperature is always going to be colder. So even if you did heat up the bathroom a little bit, you're probably only bringing it up to like a 65. Do you know what I mean?
It's a convenience.
Yeah, exactly. The general temperature of a bathroom is just going to be lower. So you could heat it up and it's still going to be cold. It's always going to be cold.
There's a comedy club I work every so often, and it's the only place where I feel like the employees go poop in the green room bathroom before we get there.
Oh.
Because there seems to always be skid marks in the bathroom when I arrive, and I'm always the first one to arrive.
Oh, no. I wonder if that's their way of being like, fuck you, comedians. A bunch of assholes. Which some of them are, to be fair. Some of them deserve a big old skid mark. Welcome to your green room.
Yeah, but if I'm the first comedian there, then the skid mark's already there.
And then people will think it's you.
I'm in there just flushing over and over. I start carrying my own, like, brush.
Oh, yeah. Well, every bathroom should have a scrubber beside it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, nobody should not have that. You have to have a scrubber beside your toilet.
Have you ever taken a bunch of toilet paper and just dove in with your hand? Because
Sure have. Sure, 100% have. Oh, my God. I am so glad you even brought that up because I've totally done that.
Don't gross out like he's grossed out. You don't touch it with your hand. You put a bunch of toilet paper.
Yeah. And then you wash your hands right afterwards. Okay, now are we the grodiest podcast on the network?
You don't get poop on your hand. But listen, if I like
It's because you're doing it after you flush the toilet once, and it's such a big skid mark, and there's no toilet scrubber. That's why you have to take the toilet paper and scrub off your own skid mark.
if I'm at somebody else's house, there is no way I'm leaving something.
I'm not leaving that skid mark. I'm getting rid of it. And if you don't have a brush, then
Paul.
my hand is going into the bowl with some toilet paper.
He
and
just
getting it.
he just reverted back to like a child whose parents are hitting each other. He's like, nah.
We're gonna have to change the name of this podcast to Pooping Off.
Pooping off. Oh my god, that is gross. Come to a live taping of the Pooping Off podcast. VIP seats get you a special nugget. Take home your own nugget.
Get the nugget only zone.
It's like Gallagher. Just pull out the tarp.
Exactly. Free toilet brush for the first 50 guests.
I was scared to ask. I'm so glad I didn't think about it too much.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you even brought up that question because I definitely do that. It's good to know that I'm not alone.
Yeah, well, we're respectful people.
We are. We do care about what the bathroom feels
You've
like
never
after
gone to
we
the
left.
bathroom at a girl's house and like left like had to clean something?
I mean,
like-
I've full on like puked everywhere in a girl's house, and
But you
she'd
cleaned
never
it up,
noticed
right?
Yeah.
She never notices.
No,
Oh, because you cleaned up so well?
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't hear you?
we're normally blacked out by that moment.
And this is why Paul stopped drinking.
See, that is the good thing about diarrhea is it doesn't leave skid marks because it's just so watery anyways. You know what I mean? It's just like everything flushes down.
Yeah.
Well, that's like almost like the incident I had in, should I even say the name of the city? San Jose. You weren't there. I hooked up with a guy who had been drinking shots of Jack Daniels. He came back to my hotel room, which I never, ever did. This was a long time ago. We start making out and stuff, and all of a sudden he goes, "Oh, I'm sick." He goes in the bathroom, projectile and this is like a really, really nice hotel, like the nicest hotel that any comedy club has ever put me up in, like nicer than the Marriott. No, it's a really, really nice hotel. It's super nice. Anyway, just projectile vomiting all over the bathroom. And then I was so angry. I was like, just leave. And I spent like probably 2 hours.
Scrubbing that bathroom?
Yeah, because it's a really nice, I mean, like,
Yeah.
you can't just leave. And it was so disgusting.
How come you didn't puke in the tub? That's a better move.
That would have been.
He started walking into the bathroom and just started projectile vomiting.
Oh, like all over the room.
Yes.
Oh.
It wasn't that I was just cleaning the toilet. It was like everywhere.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
That's
What
the
do you-
thing. Projectile vomit, that's... Oof.
I've done some bad things
grossest.
drunk, but never anything that bad.
I know. But if barf goes in the toilet, fine. But yeah, once it starts hitting the walls...
Yeah, you can forgive somebody for getting sick,
Yeah.
but not when it's something that you spend like 2 hours cleaning out.
No, I know.
Oh, sorry. I felt like we were having a good time, and I just brought this to a screeching halt. I'm a human skid mark right now.
That's the thing. It's okay to have a skid mark in a toilet, but not on a wall. So no projectile vomit, please, in my hotel room. Not if the room is in my name. Do you know what I mean? Like, if the room's in your name, go ahead. Not my name, right?
I went downstairs and called you.
Well, that's right, you did.
You know who it is.
I'm at a loss.
Pictures of lunch.
What was that?
All right, we'll talk about it later.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I do know who it is.
Oh, Paul, he looks out of it. I'm sorry, Paul.
This is
I've
why.
been through a lot.
Yeah.
This episode.
And that's the irony is that guy actually does send you pictures of the food he eats. So at least you know where the projectile vomit came from. Do you know what I mean?
The next time we come here,
Oh, there's not another burrito all over my wall. But look at what it looked like before. Luckily, he sent me this photo.
the next time we come here, Paul's gonna have the bathroom door locked. He's gonna be like, "Oh, it's out of order. Sorry,
We're finally gonna get sponsored by Tums.
you girls aren't allowed in there anymore."
Oh my god.
We would never do that at the comedy pop-up.
Never. We respect this toilet, even though people have actually written on it in a Sharpie. So, but we still respect this bathroom. Did we already get the light? I'm never facing. I always flip to Paul, but then, okay, cool. So I have one more thing I'm going to.
Do you know what that hand signal was?
There were some fingers. We're at 36.
Six.
Okay, 36.
Yeah.
All right.
Did
Kinky.
we ever get the
Kinky.
light?
I only had one more thing that I wanted to bring up and ask you. So I recently, okay, what do you think this means, guys? I did have a dream about sleeping with my ex-boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sleeping together quite publicly. We were doing it at a Whole Foods, or we were trying to find a part of Whole Foods where nobody would watch.
Oh, but in your dream, it was full on happening.
It was
Like
not
like
it hadn't happened.
penetration.
It hadn't happened yet, but like he'd already put on the condom, which was bright pink, by the way. It was like very, very colorful condom. So we had the condom on, but then we just kept on walking around Whole Foods looking for somewhere where nobody was watching.
I think it might have just been because you recently saw him. I think sometimes
Maybe.
it goes in your subconscious and it takes a while for it to come back out into your dreams.
I know. It's always very strange, eh? 'Cause you're like,
Because dreams are all this stuff that sneaks in, is living in the back.
Yeah. So I did. I had that dream where we were trying to have sex again, and then it didn't actually happen in the dream. But then I did wake up, and he had commented on my Instagram. Isn't that weird how everything always comes full circle, where you have a dream, and then you're like, oh my god.
Would you have sex with him again?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe it's because I told you I was having sex with my ex-boyfriend, and then your mind started thinking like,
Oh yes. You know what?
I could have sex with the next boyfriend.
That's so true. Maybe that is why I had the dream. Right? That kind of that adds up. We obviously talk or text like every single day, like 80 times a day. So we're definitely our thoughts are getting into each other's minds. Maybe that is what happened.
It might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always have random people pop up in my dreams sometimes where you're like, where the fuck did that come from?
And then I had a dream last night where Nick Swartzen was like taping a big like TV special, and he just saw me and he's like, "Can you open for me right now? Like I need an opener." But
Love him.
but I was wearing capris, so it's like I don't know. I'm wearing capris. How much time do I have to change?
It
so-
upset you because he was wearing the same thing?
Oh my god, that was good.
Oh, that's good.
We're wearing the same outfit.
I was like, I can't go up in front of this giant audience in capris.
That is so funny.
And the rest of the dream was just me like running around trying to change my outfit.
Paul.
That's how fucking self-conscious I am. Is in my dreams, I get a big opportunity and I don't even say yes right away. I'm like, I don't know about these pants. I'm like, do you know what I mean? That's a high level of insecurity right there.
I've had those dreams though that I have to run home and change before a show,
Yes,
and then I never make it back.
that's what the dream felt like.
It's
for
like
sure.
the old waiter dreams where you're trying to get iced tea for everyone and you just can't do it. You're in the weeds and you're...
Oh my God, I have those server mirrors all the time.
Yeah.
Where you've taken like 12 tables, like you just keep on taking drink orders, but you never actually
Yeah.
get to go back to that table. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have like infinity section. It's just like your section is infinity and you just keep serving tables, but you never go back. Oh. What was that?
Homeless people.
Oh no, somebody outside.
Somebody else who thinks you're a pilot.
Somebody. That's so funny. Wow,
Well.
this has been fun.
I really do feel like this was a good episode, right?
It was. And Paul, I like that you got the microphone. You're ready.
I love it when you talk.
You chime in anytime, Paul.
You are part of the Jillin Off podcast. You really are. You're
Well, now it's the Pooping Off podcast.
the pooping off.
The Human Skid Mark podcast.
Skid mark.
It's a good punk band name, Skid and the Marks.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
What are we going to do this week? What's our goal? We should set goals at the end of every podcast.
Okay, hold a second.
Oh, no. Oh, dear.
What are our goals? What am I doing? I don't know. I do have a couple of
You're going to
sets.
Vegas.
I'm going to Vegas, so my goal this week is to get a royal flush.
Fuck yeah. There you
I
go.
know. Right?
You're going to do it.
Yeah. I know I should have cleaner goals in life, but I feel like doing really well at gambling is going to be my goal for this week.
Yeah, but you'll be making money.
That is 1,200 credits. No, wait. Is that 12? It's $1,200. If you get a royal flush and you're betting max, that's $1,200.
There you go. All right.
So my goal
do
is
it.
$1,200. All right, everybody. Thank you for chilling off with us. Hopefully we see some D this week, and then there'll be less chillin' and more jongin'. I don't know what that means.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.